This is how to be rich. Revised by me. This is part 7. See, I read it in my book here. Journal. Okay. Part 7. A rich inner life is a soon rich outside. Also, intuition, our link to the source of all riches. Intuition is the spiritual nature of understanding what sense perception is to the... And I want to say things really quick. To the understanding of all of this. It is an inner spiritual sense through which we are opened and directed in the knowledge of the secrets of nature and life. Through intuition, we are brought into consciousness unity, fellowship with the source, and made to realize our own nature and supremacy of being. Spiritual supremacy and illumination thus realized through the development and perfection of intuition under divine inspiration gives the perfect inner vision and direct insight into the character and properties and purposes of all things to which attention and inner state are directed. It is that which we repeat, a spiritual sense of opening inwardly as to the spiritual sense of opening up outwardly, because it is the capacity to perceive, grasp, and know the truth at first hand, independent of all external sources of information. We call it intuition. All inspired teaching and spiritual revelations are based upon the recognition of the spiritual faculty of the soul and its power to receive and appropriate them. Conscious unity is in spirit and it is in purpose with the source born out of the supreme desire, and trust opens the soul through the inner sense. Then come immediately into inspiration and enlightenment from the divine and the cooperative energy of the divine and the cooperation energy of the divine, which is under the created and under the master of the higher plane that is realized of spiritual life in the flesh. The mind holds an impersonal attitude and acts with freedom and an unbiased vision, grasping truth at first hand, independent of all the sources of information. Approaching all beings and this things from the divine side, they are seen in the light of the divine, God's purpose in them, and so the truth concerning them as it is rests upon the divine, to which the soul is open inwardly through the spiritual stages of which we call intuition. Some call it the voice of the soul, some call it the voice of God, some call it the sixth sense. It is our inner spiritual sense to the degree that we come into the recognition of our own true selves, into the realization of the oneness of our life with the infinite life, and to the degree that we are open to ourselves, to the divine inflow. Does this voice of intuition, this voice of the soul, this voice of God speak clearly? In the degree that we recognize, listen to, and obey it, it does not speak ever more clearly until and by then comes time with the unerring, absolute unerring in its guidance. The calm confidence that commands success. Another view of intuition. As you succeed in glowing and growing and flowing and whoa. As you succeed in growing mastery of your impulses and thoughts, you will begin to feel growing up within you a new silent power, and a settling feeling of composure and strength will remain within you. Your latent powers will begin to unfold themselves and will now be able to work with that calm confidence that commands success. Along with the new power and strength, there will be awakened within you that interior illumination known as intuition, and you will no longer walk darkness, and you will speedily go fast by the light of certainty. With the development of this vision, judgment and mental penetration will be incalculably increased, and there will evolve within you a prophetic vision by the aid of which you'll be able to sense coming events and to forecast with remarkable accuracy the result of your efforts. And in just measure that you will alter from within, will your outlook upon life alter. As you alter your mental attitude towards others, they will alter their attitude and conduct towards you. As you rise above and overcome, you will come into contact with the positive, strengthening, and upbuilding currents generated by strong, pure, and noble minds. Your happiness will be immeasurably intensified, and you will begin to realize the joy, strength, and power only to self-mastery. This joy, strength, and power will be continually radiating from you without any effort on your part. Through are utterly unconscious of it, strong people will be drawn towards you. Influence will be put into your hands, and outward events will shape themselves in accordance with your altered thought world. Visualization, turning the mind into a magnet. Maybe as easy as flipping a page. Okay, here. There is a power that is creative that operates everywhere. A power that is destined to lift every created thing up to the peak of possibilities. This creative power is latent in you, awaiting expression, awaiting your cooperation to realize your ambition. The first step towards utilizing it is to visualize the ideal of what you want to make real, the ideal of the man or woman, of the aim you want to be and things you want to do. The first step here is a must. Great discoveries, scientists, explorers, philanthropists, inventors, philosophers who have pushed the world forward and done immeasurable service for humanity, such as Columbus, Goodyear, Fulton, Edison, Bell, have visualized their dreams. They have nursed their visions through long years of many of them in the most adversity and the most opposition of all sorts, until they brought their dreams to earth and made them realities. In making a study of the methods of successful men and women, it is found that they are almost invariably strong and vivid visualizers of the things they are trying to accomplish. They are intense workers as well as dreamers, and to nurse their vision tenaciously until they match it with their reality. They build castles into the air, but they put the solid foundation of reality under them. One of the most illustrious opera singers of our past was a poor girl singing in the little church choir in her native village in Maine. When even her own people thought it as a disgrace for a poor girl to appear on stage to sing in public concerts or an opera, she was picturing herself a great prima donna singing before vast audiences in the United States and foreign capitals and before crowned heads of Europe. To the Hall of Fame. You must continually practice visualizing yourself swaying vast audiences by your elegance. Picture yourself as a leader, rich and powerful, a man of vast importance in the life of the universe, and the ruler of a new world which you will help create. Through all the hours of meditation, see yourself as the proprietor of a much larger establishment than have existed in the city of Baltimore. So beyond that, and glimpse of the later days, the great powerful speaker operating immense stories, young Andrew Carnegie pictured himself a powerful figure in the steel world. The sword of visualizing is the God urge of individuals pushing themselves out beyond themselves, beyond what is visible to the physical eye of better things. You must have a vision. Have you ever known anyone to do anything out of the ordinary who was not able to see it but is not beyond the visible into the vast invisible? Universe containing the things that might be, you kept clearly in the mind of the vision of that particular thing he or she was trying to accomplish. To see it is to make it real. It is the person who can visualize what does not yet exist in the visible world about us and to see it as reality, who can see opportunities where others may not see, who sees power, opulence, plenty, and success where others may have missed it, who eventually pushes to the top and wins out. Here I'm telling you to think that the imagination or visualizing faculty is the most fundamental and necessary part of the brain. Take it very seriously. Those of us who have studied mental laws know that it is one of the most important functions of the mind. We are beginning to discover that the power to visualize is a sort of advanced courier making announcement of the thing that the Creator has qualified us to bring about. In other words, we are beginning to see that our visions are prophecies of our future. Mental movies are what we are supposed to carry out to make the concrete reality. For instance, a young person who is learning is entirely in another direction, is not haunted by an architectural vision, an art vision, or merchandising vision, or a vision of some other calling for which he or she is not naturally affitted to. A person does not dream of musical career for years before he or she has the slightest opportunity for taking up a music career, if they have no musical talent or if their ability along other lines are much more pronounced. Boys and girls, men and women are not haunted by dreams telling them to do what nature has not fitted them for to do. We dream a particular dream, see a particular vision, because we have that talent and special ability to bring that dream, that vision into reality. There's divinity behind our visions. Our real heart longings, our soul longings, the mental pictures of the future that haunts our dreams, and the instant which pushes us until we try to match them with our reality, to bring them into the actual. There is a divinity behind the visions. They are prophecies of our possible future, and in nature is throwing up these pictures of our mental screen to give us a glimpse of the possibilities that are awaiting us, the plan of the building that must come before the building. We climb by the ladder of our visions, our dreams. The sculptor's model must live in the sculptor's mind before it can be called out of the marble. We do not fully realize the mental force we generate by persistently visualizing our ideal, by perpetually clinging to our dreams, the vision of the thing we long to do or to be. Now know that nursing our desires makes these mental processes are completing the plans for our future building, filling in the outlines and details, and drawing to us out of the invisible energy of the universe the materials for our actual building.